Friends like these.
Who need enemies?
A friend to all is a friend to none. You should have known that from start.
Like,
friendship and competition.
Yeah, man, the competition thing, they have to be very wary of them people. That trust me, because they're very manipulative too.
Can't take a girl go on like say them and get them a friend and then chat them behind them back and with them. What?
I'm shocked. I'm gagged. I'm gooped.
No weird dealings to the doll.
You girl, if you got ones that people like to chat people, can't work with you.
Yeah. Praying for healing for all of you bad
God,
friends.
Man.
Hey y'all, get ready with me while I tell y'all a story about how a girl from my high school tried to steal my identity. So I used to be close friends with this girl from my high school, and everyone used to say that we looked alike, and we kind of did, like, I'm not gonna lie. And I honestly thought it was cute, you know, like, haha, like, we're the twins, whatever. But she took that shit serious to where I could tell that she was trying to actually be like me, like, she was trying to be me. So at first it was just like small interest, you know, like, I used to really love Hello Kitty. I was a huge Hello Kitty fan. I had like this huge Hello Kitty silicone iPhone cover case, everything, and she never really liked Hello Kitty. But after I was like doing Hello Kitty everything, then she was doing Hello Kitty everything, you know? And then there was this other time to where, you know, she was always like team Android and I always had an iPhone. And then she comes into school with an iPhone and she tells me, yeah, you know, we switched phone plans, so I got an iPhone. I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. But then I ended up double dating with her boyfriend, right? We were all on the date, and her boyfriend's telling us this funny story about how she begged her dad to get her an iPhone because she wanted an iPhone like me. And if you think that was weird, it gets worse. So when I was in high school, I used to like experiment with my hair a lot, and I would like cut it like really short. So I told her that I wanted to get a bob. I shouldn't have said anything because guess what her next hairstyle was? But then I decided to go like real short. Like I wanted pixie cut, shaved on the side and swoop in the front. And this time I didn't tell her. I just did it. Like I just came to school with all my hair cut off, right? Tell me why 2 weeks later, she does the exact same thing. Comes to school with a pixie cut with a swoop, bitch. I was flabbergasted. Needless to say, we did not stay friends because I felt like it was giving psychopath. Like, pretty much. That was like our senior year of school, and I graduated, and she was still trying to be friends after college, and I was like, yeah, no thanks. Looking back on it now, I'm like, wow, that was like movie level dramatics. The stuff that we let slide when we were younger, it's like absolutely astonishing. Like, it's quite amazing.
Put a finger down if you were going to get your first apartment by yourself, but then your best friend says that you guys would save more money moving in together. So you move in with her and her daughter because you're the godparent of her daughter and you guys have been friends since 7th grade. So you don't think anything of it and you move in and the first couple months are great. And then February comes around and she tries to plan a Galentine's party and she thinks that you're not going to help her, but you end up helping her anyway with the entirety of the party. And then after she stops talking to you for like a week and then saying weird things about you on Instagram. So you reach out to see what's going on. And she said that you guys are on two different pages and you guys should keep some distance, so you do that and then you guys try to rekindle and go out, but it's not the same. And then she gets a dog and then she stops taking care of the dog and leaves the dog in the cage for 10 plus hours and ends up giving the dog back. And then she tells you that your company is over there too much, you can't smoke in the house, and then doesn't tell you when her company is coming over even though your name is on the lease. So then you guys stop being friends again, and then she tells her daughter to stop talking to you, and then she starts separating things like water and then says that the pots for the house are hers and she wants you to get your own pots, so you do that. But then she stops cleaning up her pots and starts leaving dishes in the kitchen. And then closer to the end of your 12-month lease, closer to her birthday, she says that she wants to rekindle again because you were the only friend that ever showed up for her birthday and actually got her gifts. So around the time when you guys lease is about to end, she tries to sit down and talk to you and like try to be friends again, but the damage is already done, so it doesn't happen. And then you guys move out in April, but then she hasn't paid since January. So you ask her if she's going to pay by the time you guys move out, and she says yes. And then she changes it to that she has a payment plan, and then you call the leasing office and there is no payment plan. So then you reach out and she has an attitude and says that she's going to wait for it to go to collections to pay. So then you give it some time, so hopefully she changes her mind, but she doesn't. So then you reach out to the leasing office again and find out that you guys have about maybe $300 extra in damage fees. So then you reach out to her again and she still says she's waiting for collections, and now she owes $2,700 in total because of the damage fees and the past 3 months that she didn't pay. So then it goes to collections and you reach out again and she's still saying that she doesn't know when she's going to pay and she has things that she has to worry about. But then she's on Instagram buying drinks and getting sections in the club and going to restaurants and catching flights. So you're confused. So you reach out again and then she still has an attitude and says that you're not her mother, and she says that you're her harassing her, but you tell her that if she would have paid, then you wouldn't have to reach out to her. So now it's July and she hasn't paid for a whole 6 months. She hasn't put a dime on there. So now you have to file a small claims court and you have to pay money for a lawyer to get your name off the lease. And now you have to go through this whole process to get your name off the lease.
Hey y'all, hey. So get ready with me while I tell y'all about how I went on a date with this girl, well, this woman, and her husband showed up. You know, I didn't know she was married. I joined Bumble BFF, and I actually joined it just to make new friends. She messages me, and you know, her first message is, "Are you bi?" So I had to double check to make sure I was really in the BFF section and not the dating section. So I checked, and then I'm like, yeah. So she's like, "Oh my God, me too. I think you are so beautiful." Check her page or whatever. And no lie, she's my type. Real thick, real curvy. I'm slim, okay? But the type of women I like, let's keep it PG. I need something to grab on. We exchanged numbers. Turns out we live maybe 10 minutes away from each other. She's like, "Let me take you out on a date." I'm a date girl. I love effort, I love dates, I love getting dressed for dates, like just, I love it. We planned to meet up Friday night after I got off work. As a barber, Fridays are my busiest night. So I said, okay, cool, there's this sushi spot right across the street from my job. I'll just meet you there when I get off, cool. So that day comes and I'm finishing up my last client and I text her like, "Girl, I'm exhausted, it's been a long ass day. Can we please reschedule?" And I'm texting her this as I'm driving home. I didn't check my phone until I pulled up to the house, snatched my clothes off, jumped in the shower, and was ready to get the fuck into bed. I finally checked my phone. I'm thinking she's just gonna be like, "Yeah, that's cool, girl, I understand, blah, blah, blah." No, she says, "I'm already here." And by this time, a lot of time has already passed. So I'm like, damn, fuck. I don't wanna be one of those people. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm tired, but I'll still come. So I throw on some sweatpants, t-shirt, flip-flops, blah, blah, blah. I'm not dressed to impress, which is rare for me. Pull up, you know, she's gorgeous, tall, curvy, amazing sense of style. So, you know, we hug, sit down, chat, blah, blah, blah. She's like, "Oh, get whatever you want, everything's on me tonight." So we have so much in common. By this time, we're like 3 or 4 drinks in. Everything's going smooth, and I'm like, okay, I really like her. So we're in a booth. Her side is facing the door. I see her look up, and she's like looking behind me, over me. She's mouthing something. She's talking to the waiter or what? I turn around, and there's a man standing there. So I'm thinking, oh, it's just a waiter. And I'm like, "Can I get a refill?" He walks over, and she's like, "You can go home. I don't need you to be here." He eventually leaves, and she's like, "I'm so sorry. I know I didn't tell you I was married. I thought you were gonna flake on me, and I just told my husband to come meet me." What the fuck is going on? This time I'm thinking, okay, I'm about to get sex trafficked. They're about to ship me off to Mexico and sell me for $2. She's like, "My husband lets me date women and do whatever I want, but we do this separate." I'm still freaked out. I done shared my location with everybody in my phone, and I'm like, you know, it's cool, girl. Not tripping. Trying to stay on her good side so I don't get kidnapped and shipped to Mexico. By the time I'm leaving, like, I'm watching in my bag, staring in my rearview mirror, and I'm like, they about to follow me home, busting my door. So I get home, I block her on every fucking thing, and I text my friend like, "Bitch, you got to come stay with me tonight because I have a feeling I'm about to take a trip to Mexico, and it's not a voluntary trip." And comes over, and I get a message from a random number. All right, y'all, I'm running late, so let me know if y'all want part 2.
I got up especially for y'all today to get on my Zoom to tell y'all another story time. Okay, this one is going to be a little bit confusing because it's going to have a lot of moving parts in it. I'm going to just need y'all to keep up, okay? I'm going to say girl number 1, girl number 2, girl number 3, but please just keep up with the girls, okay? All right, let's get into the story. This is a reason why I cut one of my friends off, and eventually you just have to see why I ended up cutting her off. And don't ask me a bunch of questions like why I didn't do it, but let me get into the story. For her birthday, and at this time I was about 20 years old. My friend was like 22. So I had a car. I was able to drive my friend. She did not have a car, and she did not have her license at that time. So it was her birthday time. We were going out of town to go hang with girl number 1. Okay. So I'm on the way to pick up my friend. I'm waiting in the parking lot. I'm on the phone with my now ex-boyfriend at the time. We were on the phone and I was telling him like, she got some stuff that I just don't agree with. He's like, you just stay out of it. And the reason why he told me to stay away from it and to stay out of it is because my friend actually had a girlfriend, which is girl number 2. So meanwhile, we're going to see girl number 1. She got girl number 2. Okay. So I'm not saying anything. He's like, don't you say nothing. You stay out of it. It's not your business. Like, stay out of it. I was like, okay, cool. So we go up there to hang out with girl number 1. Girl number 1 was super cool. It was my first time actually meeting her in person. She was like, you know, she knew everything about me. I really didn't know much about her besides like her name. And this girl is still cool to this day, y'all. So we ended up going out that night to Benihana's for my friend's birthday, and we had a good time. I ended up going to the bathroom. I come back and the lady was like, hey, your food has already been paid for. Someone already paid for your food. That's basically it. So I went back to the table. The girlfriend was like, oh, I'm paying for all 3 of them. And they were like, well, her food is paid for, talking about me. I was like, oh, thank you for trying to pay for me, you know, but it seems like mine was paid for. She's like, okay, cool. So y'all, we go outside. As we're going outside to the car, this is things where so you know how us girls do. We love to take pictures. It's our birthday, whatever. So we're taking pictures. All 3 of us ended up taking a photo together. Really cute. We got to the car and all of a sudden I hear a bunch of arguing. I'm in the back seat. So, you know, I'm down. I'm like, what's going on? They arguing, screaming, and yelling. Apparently my friend still had a dating app on her phone and the girl thought she got rid of it because they met on the dating app, and my friend told her that she was going to get rid of the dating app when she met her. But see, the girl don't know that my friend actually got another girl. So I'm just quiet in the back seat. I'm not saying anything except for I had to intervene when the girl was like, she finna wreck the car and kill us all. Hold on, don't kill me, let me out, I ain't even did nothing. And then I was like, look, hold on, wait, let's not do that. Like, let's think about this. Like, let's think about it. Nobody's ever worth your life or their life. It's just not worth it, okay? Let's just not do this. Because what if we don't die? Now we sitting around here. Now we just, you know, we messed up for life. Like, let's think this through. Let's be smart in this moment. So my friend is not saying anything.
I feel like we should be getting sponsored right now by... Oh my fucking god, I just got so scared. There is literally a man. You can... What does he want?